So one of the things we see on the financial trends is often there will be a distribution chart. Go down and see that where we show the average revenue per client, we also show revenue distribution by number of clients, where there'll be a series of numbers here, here between $1 and $1,000, between $1,000 and $1,000 and $3,000. Likewise, you can see in terms of revenue distribution over here. You'll also see that a number of charts, if I come down, I'll see another gross margin distribution by number of clients. One of the things that we recognize is that every customer won't have the same revenue distribution that they may be interested in. In fact, you may not have the same distribution over time that you want to look at. The way we do this in all of the both the service and the sales and in here in the financial is that on the analysis tab, and here's the financial current tab, one of the things you'll have is a criteria button. Criteria button opens up a series of criteria columns that you can use to modify the actual percentages that are being shown. And if I go down to the revenue section, one of the things you'll see is here I see a revenue section where I actually have the criteria 1 to 1,000, 1,001 to 3,000 along with the labels. So what I can do is go in and say really what I'm interested in tracking, and if we looked at our numbers over here, I'm going to just move over so we can see the numbers that are actually being displayed. I can see that there's 21, 25, and then we get down to 3, which is growing. But maybe what I'm interested in doing is maybe I'll just change it to be 1 to 2,000. And when I change the number here, one of the things you'll see is the numbers instantly change. And I could say 2001 to 4,000. Okay? And the numbers change, and I can say 4,001 to 10,000 and maybe over 10,000. Okay? I get to change those numbers and get those distributions. Likewise, what I want to do is just change my labels. And this is a matter of just changing my labels that appear. And I'm going to change this to be 2001 to 3,000 to 4,000. And then 4,001 up to 10,000. And if I go over into my charts, you see that now everything has changed in terms of my distribution numbers, and things got buried, and I see kind of a distribution change on there. So that kind of helps me kind of get a feel for it. I also may want to look at when I see something where again, the blue isn't very pronounced, and I have two sections at the top that are much larger. I may want to change those by going over the financial current. These don't have to both be in sync. I could say, really what I do is want to break this down, and rather than 10,000, maybe I want to say that this is 25,000. So I'll say 25,000. And all of a sudden you can kind of see it's really kind of gripped up, and this was based on demo data anyway, but I can say, and I should have said 25,001, but I'll say to 25,000. And maybe I want to make this be 10,000. So I'm just going to say 10,000 to 25,000, and I'll make this one be up to 10,000. And you're kind of seeing how you go about making these changes. Oh, I can make that 10,000 rather than 1,000. And I'll make this 5,000. So I'm going to change these distributions. And then likewise, you always go in and you just change your numbers here. I'm going to change the first one. I'm going to change the last one. And you can kind of see, but I'm not going to change the other two, just to go over and show you the difference. And now what I wind up seeing is now, because of the changes, you can actually see is that a large percentage, 190. So now I'm changing my percentages. 26 was actually over 25,000. Between 3,000. Well, I should change my labels because I'm trying to point to it. Between 10,000 and 25,000, and then this one was 5,001 to 10,000. Now my labels are right. and I kind of get that kind of distribution. So I go to financial trends and I can kind of say, okay, here's the kind of distribution. And now you can see is that I've got a considerable amount of money that's coming in the 5,000 range. So again, you can play with the distributions. You get to see a little bit different of a trend. It's based on how your numbers are working. You can go in at any time and make those modifications. Like I said, the other one was the margin distribution, which you can kind of see here. We step the margin, where we're looking at anything where we lost money, the total number of clients that we lost money, and the clients that we made over, over 5,000 for. But you could change that. And that really is how you change the trends. You do the same thing on all the other, using the criteria button on the other workbooks as well. And I hope that was helpful. Thanks.